is going to be about things that only happen to me. And in Latino, it's called Cosas que sola me pasan a mí. In case you want to learn that. So I'm going to talk about a time in my life when I was a youngster, many decades ago. And it's about my experiences in life um, with women and and the beginning steps of my venture into sexual active relationships and stuff like that. So this is about a day that I went out, and I went out with a friend of mine, and we kind of went on a double date. So we played hooky from school. Now hooky, I don't know what they call it today, because I mean, so many things have changed since back then. But hooky, it was when you were supposed to be in school, but you went out somewhere else. So me and my friend, we're in the hooky party. We're drinking OEs. I mean, for those guys, for those of you who are OGs, you guys remember the OE 40 ounces? Well, they're still out there in the market. They haven't disappeared yet, but I mean, it's not as popular as it was back in the 1980s. So I'm talking way back, people. Way back, 1980s. So now you know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, so I'm in this party, and we decide we pick up these two girls, and I decide let's go and go somewhere private, because we were tipsy, we were having fun, we had built this rapport with these girls, and we kind of had it going on. I was young, nice and tight, and my big chest, big backs. But, I mean, that's way back. I used to do a lot of exercise, people. So here I go. So we say, let's go, and we're gonna go out into an abandoned building that we used to hang out at, and we used to like find pets and dogs and things like that, and take them in there, and then we used to feed them and things of that nature. So we decided, what, let's take these females there, and we take off. It's about a 12 block walk. We didn't drive back then. Vehicles was something that adults were driving, and not us kids and stuff. Young kids at that age. I think I was somewhere around 13 years old, 12 and a half, somewhere in that area. So we go out, we're walking, talking, and we still had a bottle of OE. They used to put this big brown bottle, big brown bag, yeah, and put the bottle in there, so that supposedly nobody knew what we had. But I mean, everybody out there that was our age knew what we was doing, and unfortunately back then laws wasn't so strict as they are now, that you have to ID people and things of that nature. But they knew they wasn't supposed to be selling liquor to us, but they used to sell it. And that's the way things were back then. It was more simplified, and you had more fun. So we're walking, we finally get to the building, we go down these steps, we go through a hole that's in the wall, that one of the windows, that was bricked up, to condemn the place from people going in there, and it had a hole. So we had some like furniture that we had found, like mattresses and stuff like that, and we took it there. So we had two rooms that had beds, basically, a box spring and a mattress on top, and disgusting a little bit. But hey, it was our hangout, for us that was like, whoa, he, So what happened? So, I got this white chick, and she's like, blonde with green eyes. My boy, he got a Puerto Rican girl, average, nice looking. My white girl, she was really nice looking as well. And I'm making out with my girl. He went into the other room, my friend, with his girl, and they started smashing right away, you know. But me, I was more of like the romantic type, like to kiss and make out and be romantic and stuff like that. And it was my early years. I still had not gotten to school by my 36-year-old girlfriend that I had when I was 14. That's future, of course. And I'm there making out with the girl, and we there making out, and we get to the point where she actually draws me in and she says, like, let's do it. But she was a virgin. I didn't know that at the time, but she was a virgin. So, I take off my clothes, I get on top of her, she's already naked. And when I try to go in, I got hit. I hit something hard and came back out. So, I retreated and then I started knocking on the door, because it's the process of getting that job done. And you guys and you ladies out there know what I mean. So what happens? It's too painful. So, her being tipsy starts going away. And, and I'm like, I don't want to force myself like strongly on her, even though I'm like, you know what I mean? So here I go, and we're doing this thing. And, I retreat a little bit, start kissing her, behind the ears and her neck, to get her active and to make her forget about, the little bit of pain or whatever. And then, I'm going down, and she had these big breasts and stuff like that. So I'm going down, I'm sucking on one of her nipples, and then all of a sudden I go and I lift up her tits, one of her tits out. I believe it was the right one. Yeah, it was the right one. Would be this one if I was facing the other way. And when I lift this thing, because I'm gonna go and kiss her underneath the tits, under her stomach and her belly and stuff. And all of a sudden, I get a whiff that's like fucking dead rat. So I go, what the fuck? And then I see this black fucking, shit underneath the tit on the layer that's folded, and I jump off. Man, it took me a longer time to get on the bed than what it took me to jump off her. So I jump off, oh my God. And I go, look, you know what? This is your first time. I don't want you to get in trouble with your parents, I don't want you to get in trouble. I think it's better if we just stop this right now. I was looking for any excuse to just get out of the situation because I had never, walked into something like that, and it's normal. She was, who knows how many days she had without taking a shower, and shit. But young, they still, still in the development stage in the sense of the word. The thing I couldn't continue, man. I couldn't continue. So I retreated. I tell her, let's forget about this. I don't want you to get in trouble. And I kind of, gravitate backwards, and I go into one of my seats that we have in the supposedly living room. Yeah. These seats that we found abandoned and shit. And my boy comes out of his room. He's just as horny as he walked into that room with the girl. And he walks into the room where he asks me, yo, what's up? What are you doing out here? And I said, nah, man. When I went to hit that shit, man, it looks like she hasn't taken a shower in fucking decades and shit. He goes, what? Man, you crazy? Man. Boom, he goes in there and he gets his groove on, and guess what? He knocks it. But I couldn't do it. I've always been that way. I don't know why, think that when you get to a moment of that's, have sexuality, it has to be romantic. You know what I'm saying? So I bring this across to you guys because it's something that I just want to share in this episode of things that only happen to me. You know? So I'm gonna talk about another time. These episodes are all female related, so excuse me, people. Excuse me, ladies. I'm not trying to make fun of you all or anything like that. I'm talking about decades ago, as I was developing and these females were developing. So it's young age. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. That whiff that I took. Man, that shit taught me a lesson. From that point on, I couldn't date any girl with big tits. I just couldn't, if she had big breasts, I couldn't date them because it kind of left a mark. Later on in life, as I got older, in my 30s, that's how long it took. Then I started dating women with bigger breasts and stuff like that, because obviously, you realize that it was things of young people and probably the development wasn't there for the hygiene and shit like that. But hey, it still happened. So here I am. I'm with my boy Will, and we end up in the club and we're dancing, pow, 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 boom, 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 boom. I used to break dance and stuff, but also, dance a little bit Spanish. So I used to mix my Spanish with my English music, and I will make a new dance style because I enjoyed it so much. I love dancing, and I had so much fun, and so I'm in one of those things, and me and my boy, we're dancing in the club and we're drinking, and when you're dancing, there's this thing about that females gravitate towards you and stuff like that. So two females gravitated towards us, and we talk, chill, dance, drink, having fun, and I wasn't, I don't know, 16, 15 and a half, something like that. In that kind of age, I already had gone through my schooling with my 36-year-old girlfriend, who taught me everything I needed to know. Basically, almost my entire life, the school that I got from that one woman, even though she had a child that was 10 years old, I was 14 years old, was enough to actually, help me out throughout the years of my life. Yeah, she schooled me on things that, only a woman of that age would be able to school you in, if you guys know what I mean, right? So here I go. We go out, boom, boom, boom. We go to a motel. My boy, he got a car. We ain't got no license. He ain't had no license. I had no license either. So, but, we had a whip. So we go to this hotel. He goes to one room, I go to one room. As we going over there, we got the music popping, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So now we get there, and in the way there, I tell my boy, yo, make sure you wear a condom. You know how it is. You don't want to catch claps or catch anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, 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 boom. We get there, we get off. We go with our little car in the reception desk, that they knew you was just making stuff up, because they could tell that we didn't have the age to be in there, and to be allowed in there. But in those days, everybody broke the rules, man. It's like they wanted the money no matter where it came from. You know what I'm saying? So here we go upstairs. My boy, we in the room. I'm with my girl. We're making now. I'm really fucking drunk. I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying? So he's drunk. His girl's drunk. My girl's drunk. And all of a sudden he knocks on my door. He comes in. He says, "Yo, let me get some condoms." So I go, "Okay." I grab my condoms. I give him 4 condoms. He goes, "Okay." I say, "That should be more than enough." He takes it. I stay in my room. I start making out with my girl, and I'm gonna pause this right now because I'm about to cough. So, I'm making out with my girl, and you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, I tell her, we there at that moment. I'm there. She's saying, "Yo, come on," because I took her to the point where she wanted it already. So she said, "Let's go." So we go to the bed, and she unbuttons one of the pants. So I'm kissing her, and I push the pants down. She grabs her leg, one of her legs, and she, puts her leg to the other side of the pants and pulls the pants out. But to my surprise, she had another pair of jeans. And I'm talking about jeans, people. I'm talking about those jeans that back in those days were like that thick. Remember those jeans? Well, anyway, so she had these jeans on. I take off the jeans. All of a sudden I'm there, boom, 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 boom. And I go like this, and I look at her, and then she goes, "Oh, is it that, I suffer from being cold and stuff like that." And I go, okay, that's always the first time for everything in life. That was the first time I ever seen a woman wearing two pants. And I'm talking about jeans. So she go ahead, continue making out. I'm ready. I'm ready to go get it. Go get that. Then all of a sudden, boom, I unbutton her next set, and I pull him down a little bit. Then I take this hand because I'm making out with her, and and I'm pushing with this hand, and I take off. I managed to bring her pants down to almost her knees, and then she grabs her leg again, and she pushes the pants out, and boom. She got another pair of pants. I'm serious. She had another pair of pants. So, now at this point, I go like, "What the fuck?" And I just get out because it kind of, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I turn around like this, and I sit on the left side of the bed, and I tell her, "Yo, just take off your stuff, man." So she says, "Okay, I'm sorry, baby. Don't get upset." So she takes off her next pants off, and and now she has like these sweatpants, like those tights that the girls be using now, that they use them like they were pants and shit, when they're supposed to be like going underneath their jeans and stuff like that. So she has that. Spanish we call them media panties. So it's like these pantyhose, but they go all the way to the top, and they have like that black layer on top. If you guys, if you OGs, you know what I'm talking about. So now I'm like, I'm really, really, really upset, man, because at this point now it's like my John, he's already laying away, he lost all his emotions and everything. And then she continues to take off the thing. The thing is, by the time we were done, she took off 3 of those things, 3 pants, and now I finally get to see a little bit of flesh. All right? So when I finally get to see a little bit of flesh, she's thin like this, like her bones, if I was to rub them together, fast enough, they would just compose. You know what I mean? So her sexy body was all made up of the clothing that she had on. And then on top of that, she had these black and blues that were pretty kind of big and stuff like that. And so I kind of distanced myself from the situation right away. And I said, "You know what, babe? You know what? I think it's better if we just, we forget about this, and, right now, I don't know what happened, but I lost my concentration, man. Nah, man, I'm thinking about some trouble that I had. I was making $1 billion and one excuses to get out of it. Because at this point, that's it. I had no trust. All these clothing, all these marks in the body, and all that stuff, I couldn't perceive, my brother. Have you guys ever been in that kind of situation? Yo, I found myself in that kind of situation, So my boy, he comes knocking in the door. He says, "Let me get more condoms." And I go, the whole time he was smashing, pa, 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 pa. The door, the walls banging. Back in those days, the backboard of the beds used to move. I don't know if you guys remember those days. And you will hear everybody else having sex in the hotel, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't one of those scenarios like that. And I told him, I told him, come to the bathroom. So I told him, you see all that clothing you saw on your way in here, all that clothing came from her. Yo, I said, yo, dude, just let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm not comfortable no more. So he goes out, he goes right away to the room. I guess he tells the girl to get dressed up real quick. And then they come to our room and I said, go. This girl started putting her clothes on. I said, Joe, don't put Yo, that shit took almost a week to take off. Don't put all that shit on right now. Just put one pair. We in the car, we got a heater. She goes, okay. So, I just wanted to get out of there, people. And those are things that only happen to me, man. So I'm telling you, it's like crazy. So I want to share with you this other time. But this has nothing to do with females. This part, it has to do with a friend of mine who got into a drug habit, and it's related to one of Richard Pryor's movies. And I don't remember the title of the movie, but for you OGs out there, I don't know if you remember a movie that Richard Pryor made that was about his condition and the habit that he had fallen into, that it actually took control over his life. If you guys remember, he even stopped making movies and stuff like that. So all of a sudden he comes out with this movie, and it's about crack, coke and crack. And for those of you out there who are young and you don't know what that is, well, crack is like a cocaine powder that's cooked and it turns into this solid, rock. So Richard Pryor, he was smoking, and it's what they call smoking the crack pipe. And in this movie, Richard Pryor plays the role of himself, the way and the conditions that he will get under when he was, in his moment of doing the drugs. And so, and the way he does it as a comedian, the movie's mad funny. The movie was mad funny because I remember laughing a whole lot. It was in the theater that I saw it. But the thing is, let's go back to my friend. So my friend, now you guys know what kind of habit he had, but he used to never block me from going into his home or seeing him, because he knew already that I knew that he was doing that. So he didn't care doing it in front of me or doing it in the next room over. So, I got concerned because when I seen the movie, being at a young age, I realized how deep my boy was, and so I wanted to let him know, you're gonna have to drop that because, look, Richard Pryor is going through, one of those conversations type of things, you know what I'm saying? So my boy, he's like, he's busy. So he's sweating, and then, he starts doing the same thing Richard Pryor was doing. So he starts looking for shit. And he starts picking up shit, and he goes, picks up shit, and he goes, what the fuck, slams that, like real disappointed and stuff, and he's just going down, he's picking up things, and I don't know how the fuck he had bionic eyes and shit, them shit's like, I'm telling you, man, my vision was 2020, excuse me. My vision was 2020, and I wasn't seeing this shit this nigga was seeing. So all of a sudden, he comes up from his bend over, from grabbing that shit. He got his pipe ready, and he got this thing in his hand. But I see that shit, I seen that shit, And all of a sudden the shit moves and shit. I said, what the fuck? I said, but that's not a fucking thing. So he puts it, he's about to put it into the pipe and shit. And the shit fucking ran. So one of the legs, he's still holding up one of the legs, and I believe it was a spider or some shit, and the shit turns around. He said, motherfucker, who the fuck you think you're gonna burn? So those are the shit that I've gone through, and lived through, and I share with you guys in these episodes of things that has only happened to me. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, please. Share it with all your friends and families, social media networks, everywhere. Send it out there. Help out this fat boy. Get busy, you know what I'm saying? And hoping you love some of my other content also here. And like always, lots of love. Thank you for following my channel. I know I've been producing more Hispanic content that I have done in English. It's just I'm trying to build a system. Now I'm gonna focus on English, so I'm gonna be uploading a lot of English content so that I can catch up and kind of be even on both ends. Okay, people? Anyway, I love you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Take care. Remember to visit youtube.JuanSabeloTodo.com, the website. Because you go there, there's a lot of stuff that you can actually get there as well. Take care of yourself. Be safe. One. I positioned the cameras in different, the lighting in a different area. See if maybe I can get a better editing out of this video. And these guys are just bugging the crap out of everything. Bugs everywhere. Anyway, here we go.